Hey family, what's good? This is your girl, I am the Bronze Goddess, and this is Strawberry Letter number 31. I slept with identical twins. I know what you're thinking, but before you start to judge her, let me read the letter, okay? And some of you are like, I don't care what the letter say, but let me try to read it first. I really love your channel, and I wrote you about a month ago about my situation that I'm going through with my fiance. After seeing your last video, I realized that my letter was beyond long, so I rewrote it in the hopes that you will reply because I'm still in the same situation and greatly need your advice. I'm 26, my fiance is everything that I could have dreamed of in a husband, but basically 3 years ago, and I'm really ashamed to say it, but after going through a really bad breakup, I hooked up with my ex's identical twin. I know my actions aren't exactly what a lady should have been. I'm not trying to justify what I did, but I fell for the wrong man. I moved to start my life over and tried to erase the emotional and mental scars which have disappeared by being with my fiance. Problem is, we met at church and he has never thought of me as anything but Christ-like or Christian-like. We never sat down and talked about my past, but I kind of let him think whatever he wanted. I wrote in detail about my situation with my ex in my past letter, but it's really long, and at this point, that stuff really isn't important. My problem is that I'm not sure that my fiancé can handle this information. He expressed often his dreams of a good Christian wife and the importance of appearance, which only makes me feel guilty. I feel like I'm being deceitful. He has once again tried to talk to me about my past, and we are planning a trip to my old city where he will meet the other half of my family, and they know all about my old situation. They are quite the gossipers. I don't know what to do. I don't want to lose him. Ooh-wee. Girl, you ain't know. You ain't playing around, are you? Okay, this is actually one of the reasons why I really wanted to do your strawberry letter is there was a motivational video that I wanted to do that really ties in with your letter. And it's really about forgiving yourself for your past. The person that you were 3 years ago is not the same person that you are now. You have changed. And I think if your man really loves you, then he will love you and accept you for everything, including your past. That's not who you are anymore. And everybody makes mistakes. And the Bible says, for we all sin and have fallen short of the glory, which means we all make mistakes. I think that you need to, before you can ask him to forgive your past, you need to forgive yourself. You need to ask God for forgiveness, and then you can tell him about what happened. But I'm sure you may assume that he has lived a squeaky clean life, but he may not have a past that he's necessarily proud to tell you about. And everybody makes mistakes. I don't want you to feel like, you have to be perfect. The thing about it is, to me, the main thing about this is forgiving yourself. You made a mistake, but that isn't who you are anymore. And you're in church now. Like, sounds like you changed and you turned your life completely around. And 3 years is long enough for him to see that that's a good amount of time for somebody to change. And the you that he knows is the you that you are. And you love how you are with him. I want you to allow yourself permission to be happy. If this man is who you want, then you deserve this man, despite your past. My dad is a pastor. And, my dad, I've listened to him growing up, listened to my dad's sermons, stuff like that. And my dad has a tattoo on his hand. And I remember him telling the church about it and talking about how bad he used to be in his past. And my dad was saying that he got that tattoo on his hand when he was high. And I was like, my dad did drugs? Oh my God. The thing about it is, I think it was just weed. But still, not like weed's not bad. Weed is bad, kids. But it was like, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, my point is that everybody, even the pastor that you're listening to, everybody has a past. And also, when you talk about your family and how your family is gossipers, you never waste time with critics. That's like another thing that I learned from my dad. You never waste time with critics. People who are going to remind you of your past. That's not who you are anymore. And if somebody wants to tell you, I know you ain't trying to do this. You used to smoke, you used to drink, you used to be promiscuous. Anybody like that who is trying to take you in a direction that you don't want to go in, you need to limit your contact with them. Even if you have to, disassociate yourself with those people. Because if you know that you've changed, and you know that you've changed for the better, don't waste your time with people who are trying to bring you down and remind you of your past. A wise man once said, don't look backwards unless you're planning on going that way. You are trying to move forward. You're making all the steps. Taking all the steps and making strides to go in the right direction. The man sounds like, from the way you describe him, even in your first letter, this man sounds like a sweetheart. You deserve him. You deserve happiness. I know you had a past. Forgive yourself for what you did in the past because that's not you anymore. You've changed. You've grown. You've matured. Everybody has a past, even him, even your pastor, even your family, even your friends. What you did was wrong, but you already recognized that. Forgive yourself for that. Ask God to forgive you for that. And tell this man, do not let this go and let somebody else tell him. Because then you look like, then it is being deceitful. Because then you're going to wait on somebody else to tell him. Don't do that. It would sound better and it would soften the blow if it comes from you. If it comes from a stranger, it would be like, my own girl couldn't tell me this? Why am I finding this out from some stranger? I think you need to sit him down and talk to him and say, you wanted to know about my past and I'm ready to tell you. First of all, I'm a Christian now. If you are a Christian, I believe that you are. I'm a Christian now, and there's things that I did in my past that I'm not proud of. But I'm not that person anymore. The woman that you know now is the woman that I am and the woman that I'm going to be. And I'm going to do nothing but improve who I am. But in my past, I was a little bit, I don't even know if that was promiscuous. I don't know if these were only two you ever, I don't know what your sexual past is. But this is a big deal and you have to tell him. Do not let this man find out some other way. And I think if he loves you, he will forgive that. Because it's not like you did that when you were with him. He doesn't know the woman you were 3 years ago. He knows the woman that you are now. And if he loves you, he will forgive you. And if he doesn't, then honestly, to me, if he doesn't forgive you for that or he doesn't get over that, then I don't think he's the right person for you because he's expecting somebody to be perfect. And nobody's going to be perfect. He's going to stay lonely and he's going to stay single if he's looking for somebody who's never made a mistake in their life. So I think that, and I know he's got some skeletons in his closet. I'm sure he does. Everybody does. So I think you should sit him down and tell him before he finds out some other way from some other person who has no tact. And you just let him know. I did some things I'm not proud of. This is what I did. But I'm not that person anymore. Can you get over this and can we continue to move on with our life? That way if somebody else tells him when you go home, it's like, my girl already told me that. So, then it's like, get out of my, you're irritating me because we've already dealt with it. Deal with it now. I think you should stop beating around the bush. Deal with it. Talk to him. Or let him watch this video. Seriously. Pray with him. He seems like a nice man. To me, it's so much easier to reach a man if the man is a Christian man, or if the man prays, if the man is into church, because you don't have to do it all yourself. You can pray, and God can put things in his spirit, and God can drop things in his heart. I had a situation that happened to me recently, and it's so weird. It's like my testimony really quick. There was a relationship with this individual that I really, really, really wanted God to mend. I don't know what happened with the relationship, but somehow, some way, we kind of drifted apart. And me and this person, not my husband or anything like that, but me and this person who I really care about, and we drifted apart. And the person called me like out of the blue and literally, as God is my witness, literally said exactly what I prayed. The person said, I want to improve my relationship with you. The person just started saying the things that I had prayed. And it was so incredible. I had to tell my husband, I said, honey, the person is literally quoting what I prayed. And I know the reason why is because I was talking to God and God was talking to them. And that's the beauty of dealing with somebody who is connected with God or connected in some kind of spiritual way. And it seems like if this man is into church, not just going to church, not more than going to church, but if he has a connection with God, he will understand and God will drop it in his spirit. I really truly believe that. That is the advantage of a Christian, God-fearing man who speaks to God. Because you don't have to do it all by yourself. You can pray and God will help you with that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I hope this helps you. I gotta go. I love you so much. I'm praying for you. I'm sorry I couldn't get you your letter before now, but I pray this helps you talk to this man, okay? See you. Love you guys. Deuces.